Here we are, folks. Here we are.
How's she
Yeah, I'm your
going?
host, Bonesy, as always. With me, the boy from the dirty streets of South Windsor, Woodland,
Big.
Jake Lasso. Here he is.
Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome,
Yeah,
welcome one, welcome all. This
yeah.
is
This is the Dub City Fantasy Live, right off the top of the dome, no script, freestyling.
just pure clownage going on right now, just
Just
to make the boys smile a bit.
yeah, league full of 10 clowns. Two of the biggest ones here putting together a podcast for the team. So
Yes.
so what do we got? What do we got to do here, Meech?
I think. What are we starting off with?
Think we got to drop a little history on these young bucks.
Okay, you wanna take
Yeah,
it
I'll
over here?
take over a little history, a little bit about the league. Yeah. So it all started 2 seasons ago, I'd say, when the boys got into fantasy football in a league together, eh? And
Mm-hmm.
brought in a few guys. We did them out. A couple guys from Toronto that we met on the box, and the league was a straight disaster to say the least.
Complete disaster.
Couple Alfred Morris for Le'Veon Bell caliber trades, and the boys weren't having it. People were falling off the train early, and we didn't really finish the season. So,
Oh,
anyways,
that's an understatement.
same core the whole way through. We got me, we got Meech, we got Jonesy, we got Cakes, Wes, and Mart. Those
Mm-hmm.
six all the way through. Next season, see you later, Xbox guys. We bring in Sonny Dickens. We bring in
So,
Cody Gillis, who pulled an all Eagles team on us halfway through the season.
10 out of 10, Tammy.
Yeah, and we brought in two others who I cannot remember at this moment. Bottom
We
line,
we took Gilly and
we took Azar
Lucas.
and Lucas. We did Lucas because he dropped the ball late in the season. But you know
Yeah.
what? First two trial seasons, here we are, 2016 Dub City Fantasy, and I think we got a good group that we can ride this fantasy league out as a keeper for more than a couple of years. I really do.
Oh yeah.
So that's the
Solid,
plan.
solid group here. 10 straight guys, just 10 straight fantasy footballers,
Yeah,
just trying to really fight for that number one spot.
yeah,
But,
absolutely.
but you know what? The first year we're gonna go no keepers, just strictly because let's see how this goes. And if everyone comes back, then we'll have to discuss if we want to go dynasty keeper
Oh,
and
for
see what
sure.
the boys want.
Yeah, we'll give the once over and make a decision what's best for the league.
Yeah, for sure.
But we've all played our minor league fantasy days. We played little league. This is the big leagues now. Half of us are in a
Mm-hmm.
damn well midlife crisis.
Yep.
Cakes has two
Mm-hmm.
kids. Like he doesn't know what's going on. This is it. We're
Haven't seen
all
his balls in 3 months.
right on. So like I
Yeah.
mean, here we are, and we got to make the most of it. So
Right.
$50 on the line to keep the boys interested. Live draft. There's not much more screwing around left in this league. This is it.
Yeah.
So
This. I want to go rules.
that's about it. Yeah, you want to hit these
Yes.
guys with the rules?
Yes. All
Fire it
right, you
off, kid.
fucking clowns. I hope everyone understood the fucking Fat Point explanation. I mean, I was pretty clear with it, but I know there's a couple retards in our league, so we'll have to hopefully they can figure it out for the season. But okay, so let's go over rule number one here. Every roster must be filled to its max potential every week. Now, I'm sure about 80% of the league knows why I gotta fucking put this rule in
Bullshit
here.
rule.
Oh yeah, well, okay. So let's talk about history. Let's go back in time here. When I'm here's me right, fighting for a playoff spot, just trying to grind every last one I possibly could. I would have guaranteed a playoff spot if Ty would have won against fucking Tammy, and he would have killed him.
Her.
This motherfucker, whatever. Oh, well, yeah. uh, so he would have killed him, right? And of course, fucking guy just decides to put in Johnny Manziel and leave every position open. So no one's playing. He puts up like 13 points, and then Tammy puts up like 45 and beats him.
And grabs the
So
dub.
now so he grabs, yeah. Now he obviously his intentions were let's get this fucking kid out of the playoffs and let's get fucking Lucas in. So I'm like, no, that ain't gonna happen. So I had to fight my way through. I had to win a couple games. And it was complete bullshit. It was a big argument too.
Oh, huge.
But so that's the reason for number one.
Okay. Well, let me.
Hold on.
All right.
Personally, I think no one's gonna would even do this besides you.
Right.
So
That's a fair statement.
okay, continue.
But I can back that up.
Okay.
Here's the thing. I'm in this league and I'm playing for me and my chances at winning it all. All right. I don't
Yep.
care. I honestly like Meech. We're good friends and all, but like I don't want you. I don't care if you win or not. So here's where I'm coming from. You had the better team than Lucas, and I played either you or Lucas first round. So I pulled my
Mm-hmm.
guys to smack Lucas in the first round to give me that chance. That's just putting me in a better spot. That's giving me a free pass to the second round. Now,
Yep.
I
Mm-hmm.
understand where you come from, and a lot of people will take your side on this. But I'm just putting in my perspective there. I wanted the easier matchup in the first round. I don't
Yep.
care where you finish, and I did what was best.
Yep. Well, you know what? And someone else would have said, "Hey, this fucking guy wants his buddy from work to be in the playoffs and not Meech."
Right.
So
I understand
it could
that.
go. It could go either way,
At the
right?
same
So.
time, Buddy's number one receiver was Larry Fitz, and his number one running back was Sean Alexander. So I
Yeah.
had the
Well.
upper hand.
Okay. So that's rule number one. Okay.
Okay.
Rule number two somehow also ties in to a little bit of
Oh
league history
Jesus.
here, that you cannot add or not drop anyone in the league if you're eliminated from the playoffs or didn't make it. Now, let's go back in time here for a bit and let's see what happened. Oh, Meech needs a fucking tight end for the final game. What does everybody do? Picks up every tight end and their mother. So now Meech is stuck with fucking John Jones Bones for fucking third string tight end for the San Francisco 49ers.
Yep.
And he has no one left to pick up because these motherfuckers dropped their whole team and picked up a bunch of fucking tight ends.
Right.
Just to fuck me. Just
Now,
because they know Ty already did this before, like with the whole like let's get Meech out of the playoffs, and then everyone's like, oh yeah, I want in on this. So everyone started fucking picking up tight ends like it was their job.
no, I'm not
Okay.
gonna lie. I orchestrated that move. That was because of the original argument. I agree with this rule, but at the time, Mish needed a defense. I dropped my team. I picked up all the best defenses available because I knew he was waiver wiring. I called in a few backups to take a few tight ends. We had him on lockdown nonetheless, but it was a scum move. But I didn't agree with the first rule one at the time, and that's what got me there.
Yeah, well that's why I made rule number two. Okay?
I like that.
And so if any breakage of those two rules, I mean, you're fucking gone, buddy.
You're gone
Like,
and fine.
there's no fine. Well, I'm pretty sure if we kick him out, they're not gonna pay
You're
us
right.
the fine.
But you know what? We should cut this podcast up a bit and say fine, and then when they pay the fine, then they're kicked. So they don't know that it's kicked. All right, so we'll go with that.
Okay, so rule number three. So there's no collusion when it comes to trades. Everyone knows this. Let's make, a fair trade that's in people who are making the trades. If it's fair for both of them, they think it's fair, then whatever. If people don't think it's fair, I'm going to accept it if they think it's fair. But if it's like AJ Green, Allen Robinson for fucking TJ Yeldon, then I'm going to have to.
I was going to say Yeldon.
Were you? Well,
I was.
Well, see, that's just how we think.
Yeah.
And it's just going to be a veto, and it's going to be a problem, and it's going to be a $5 fine because that is ridiculous.
Yeah, even for attempting it, you might get fined.
So let's say Wes is in completely last place, right?
Right.
So Jonesy pays him off a bit. Say, hey, I'll give you about $25 of the winnings if you give me these guys, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's just that just explains.
And we will always be investigating that all year long. Every trade will be investigated by our top guys.
Yeah.
Rule number 4.
Yeah, this is the best rule, I think.
This is, absolutely.
So no talking trades with anyone besides the person you were actually making the trade with. Because I couldn't count with my hands how many times there was a trade going down, let's say, for example, between Mart and Wes, all right? And Wes was about to accept it 100%. Mart made a good trade, good offer. He was about to accept it. All of a sudden, Wes goes out and asks Jonesy or me or you, hey, is this fair? And we all say, no, you're getting fucking raped.
Yeah.
Add this and take out this. And all of a sudden, now Mart's got to deal with it.
Yeah, exactly.
And you know what? It hurts the people trying to wait. They waste time.
It wastes
people
time.
Trying to make and it's not fair. It's dumb. If, we're all fucking old men here. If you're going to make the trade with someone, keep it between them, keep it private, and then when the trade is accepted, I'll drop the news and it'll be lit, all right?
Exactly. And just to add to that, I was in a lot of Facebook groups with these guys, have been for years. So I'm making a trade, right? I'm mixing in a trade, and then it hits the group that I'm in trade talks. Oh, I heard you want this guy. I don't want to deal with that because now instead of getting Charkandrick West at the time for Landry, now I got to throw in Breeze because someone said, oh, well, I'll give you this. So none of
Yeah.
that. If there is proof, you come to the commish, which is Meech, unfortunately, and you let them know.
Well,
You give them the proof,
we
and
gotta say it's I'm co-commish
okay,
because mine's
right.
co-commish too.
Okay,
But
so
yeah,
you go to one of them.
the commishes.
They'll handle the situation, and then you might be rewarded for providing that proof, mixing a
Yep.
fine. The pot gets
Hey,
bigger. It's a
never
win-win
know.
for
Maybe
everyone.
a couple bucks here and there.
Yeah. And now
You know.
fines. As for fines, like if you're paying your fines, I'm sure you can stay in the league. If you don't pay your
Yep.
fines, you're on a tight leash. So I
Yep.
mean,
Real tight leash. And
yeah,
you know what? If the fines start adding up to past your buy-in, we're really have to think about your future in this league. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
absolutely, Meech.
Okay, so
Absolutely.
now besides rule number 4 here, being the most important, I think rule number 5 is
Right on deck.
one is literally either on deck or sniffing rule number 4's ass.
Yeah, I
Because
agree.
the most important rule here is that there will be no talks of Cassandra and how little CJ is doing, because not only do we not give two shits. I mean, listen, we love Cakes.
Yeah.
He's one of the boys, one of the OGs, but I haven't found his balls in a good 3 months.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like, they are gone.
They're right in her coin purse. Tiny little
Yeah.
penny coin purse.
Now, on draft day, I don't want to hear how CJ's doing and how he's crawling around in the sand at the park, all right? You don't see Mr. Archer talking about his wife or, I guess that's the only example. Or JJ talk about his kid and,
Right.
fuck, JJ's a father out of nowhere. Good for him. Congratulations.
Yeah. Big shout outs.
So let's keep the girlfriend talk and / Cassandra talk down a bit. And let me tell you something. There will be a $5 fine if I hear more than I want to on draft day or any other day.
I absolutely agree.
Unless we're completely roasting them, then I'm completely fine with that. But
Yeah.
so
Absolutely.
those are the rules.
All right. You know what? I'm gonna go over.
Wait, should we talk about the prizes? Because everyone's having a discussion about these prizes and what they should be.
The prize. Okay, how about first we run through draft day real quick.
Yeah.
Okay, little draft day. Draft day is taking place at Meech's house. Great backyard, great setup. Meech, how is the heater gonna be on? The pool gonna be open?
Heater's gonna be on.
Heater's gonna be on. Bring your suits. Go for a swim.
Yep.
We're going old school. So the laptops and devices can be there, the electronics. But personally, I'm not bringing nothing electronic wise. I'm gonna do this the way it should be done. And we got the draft board. We probably got 2 minutes. Get a timer going. 2 minutes per pick. You're gonna go up on the podium. You're gonna say your player.
Yep.
Maybe a little background on him if you want, but you only got 2 minutes. Make it quick. But here's where it gets a little confusing because on the computer, if your timer's up, they give you a player.
Yep.
If your timer's up at the draft.
I think we're gonna give a little bit of a grace period.
Okay.
So it goes 2 minutes, and then I'll count down a file 20 seconds.
Right.
And then once that 20 seconds up, I'm closing my eyes and I'm just picking someone from the labels. So you could end up with TJ Yeldon as your first rounder. So you boys better be prepared.
We got labels type of thing, or
yeah, like the ones you stick on the board type of thing.
Oh, like notepads.
Yeah.
Okay. Also, I think at the 2 minute mark, the boys in the crowd are allowed to yell, "Pick, pick, pick!" Get in their head a bit.
Yep.
Make that pick even harder.
They can shake the tables like
they
do in
get
the
loud.
games. You know what? I might buy those big inflatable tubes where you smash.
Thundersticks.
Thundersticks.
Yeah.
Bring it.
Bring your horns. Bring it all. Air horn. Anything. You hit the 2 minute mark. Boys are going nuts.
Jonesy will grab Jamesy's horn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. And then 20 seconds. Then boom. You're picked. I mean that's. We can't explain it much more. You got to come prepared.
Yeah.
And I think because this isn't on the computer, because regularly I did a draft today. I hop on the computer 20 minutes before the draft. Boom, I'm in. No, this one I'm gonna be studying from Friday till draft day.
Yeah. And shall I mention that draft was? I felt like every time I was taking a sip of my water, I was up next to pick because there were 20 seconds for pick, and they're flying.
Absolutely.
And you know what? Like you need time to see who's gone and
give it a once over, give it a look.
So please come prepared, because if you don't come prepared, you're gonna get fucking destroyed.
Yeah.
I guarantee you.
You're gonna get demolished. You're gonna get eaten by the wolves. There's a lot of hungry people in this league. If you don't want to study, then you're playing in the wrong league. But I mean, you're welcome to donate by all means.
Yeah. All right, we gotta.
Let's go over the food real quick.
Oh yeah, fuck.
What do we got?
Are we going through the menu?
Yeah, give us the menu quick.
Okay, let me find it. Fuck. Kind of just brought this up out of nowhere,
Yeah, I kind
buddy.
of hit you with a bomb here, but gotta
Fucking
roll
Marty
with the
posted, I
punches.
think.
If you want to just give us a quick run over in your head, what we got coming our way, and we'll move on.
Well,
I
the
think
two
burgers are
main
no
dishes.
questions.
Yeah, the two main dishes are, of course, burgers and dogs.
Right.
And then Mart's gonna whip up some chili dip and some chili.
Okay.
My mom's gonna make a whip up some taco dip.
Oh my goodness.
It's unreal. We're gonna get some potato salad. Gonna get some bunch of chips, bunch of desserts, and I'll pay for it from Bash somehow. Don't know
Varsity
how.
Bash, absolutely.
Don't know how this is paid for, but it's all free just for the boys because there's eight people here from the softball team, and
Oh,
figured, fuck it, why
you know
not?
what? I think there's 9 if you count JJ.
You're right.
So,
So you're 100% right.
so there you go.
There's 9 people from the softball team besides Azar, and so fuck it.
Yep.
It's all for free, boys. So
Enjoy the
come
day.
hungry, come one, come all, come hungry,
And let's make it a night to remember.
and yeah,
Season 1.
and yep, fuck.
All right, you want to hit the prizes?
Did we do prizes?
Nope. Go over the prizes quick.
So are we doing? I think we're doing first is going to be 300, no?
Oh,
Or
300.
350.
300 or 350, he says.
Because I think we're gonna go to 350, 100, 50.
Right on.
Because fourth place, like really, like I don't think fourth place should even get their money back.
Yeah, I agree. Top 3.
Yeah. So
Absolutely.
I think everyone decided on 350, 100, 50.
I like that. I also
So,
like the
because
idea that first and second can kind of play around a bit. Like you want to
yeah,
go all in. Up
yeah.
in the air.
Well, that's between the people who get there.
Right.
But of course, Jordan is saying he wants it to be 400 for first, and then
Oh,
50-50.
we can go
Because
over that draft day for sure.
This clown just thinks he's just gonna sweep right through everybody.
Well, he always does, and he's gonna learn his lesson this year because I'm coming prepared.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, well, all right.
We're running out of time slowly, so
Oh,
well,
fuck, we burned into the time here? How much we got?
we're at 18 minutes. Yeah, we're
All right, we gotta
cruising,
get to
but I'm
these,
having a good
profiles.
time. Player profiles.
This is the good stuff
This
right
is
here.
this is the good stuff. We're gonna go through each player in the league, tell you a
Alright,
little bit
wait.
about them.
Okay, can you go? I'll go. You go. I'll go.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Okay, just give me a second here. I'm just gonna toss you the I'll just read them and then we'll talk about them. Okay, so.
Oh, and for each profile, take the projected pick.
Okay. So we're gonna mix this with projections.
Yeah.
Okay.
It'll go quicker.
All right. And projections. Okay, so we got to start it off. We got Big Meech. Big Meech. A little bit about Big Meech. Drafted first overall. He has a bad back. He's a full-time fantasy football employee. And he looks a little bit like Dr. Zoidberg, if I do say so myself.
Now,
Yeah.
if you don't get the Dr. Zoidberg chirp, that's because when we played basketball, I took my shirt off in the rain, and Jonesy said I look like Dr. Zoidberg without a shirt.
Yeah.
So
Pretty bullshit move by Jonesy, but
yeah, fucking brutal, man. Fuck.
so yeah. Anyways, Meech, you've been playing fantasy football for a bit.
Yep.
Couple years now. Couple clueless years back in high school. Couple big years. And Meech also has a little secret under his belt that I can't really tell, but he's got a little
Yes.
yeah, he's got a little bit of juice behind the fantasy game. He's bringing it hard this season. He's coming out of I don't know, where'd you finish last season? You made the playoffs
I came second.
2 or 3 seasons in a row now. 2 seasons.
Yep.
So I mean,
Yep.
the guy knows what he's doing, but I mean,
Haven't not been to the finals.
if I have to
Yeah.
talk to him on a fantasy football level right now, I'm gonna have to say, don't expect his draft. Okay, here's what I'm gonna say. Expect him at draft day to say he has the best team. Expect him to judge. Expect him to judge everybody's team worse than
Yep.
his, and then that same team that he drafted, that's the best that's gonna walk through the league. Expect that whole team to be gone by week 3 with a whole set of new players. So that's my analysis on Big
That
Meech.
Last year I would say that's bullshit, but seeing how I did that 2 years in a row,
Yeah,
I just have to admit to it.
yeah.
That I can't hype my players up and then make trades and then I lead the league in trades. And
Absolutely.
it is what it is. I love trading. I love trying to get better value for everything. I got raped a couple times in my early days, like a D-Tom for DeAndre Hopkins. Not last year, but the year before when D-Tom got 1,500 yards and 12 touchdowns.
Yeah. And when
And D-Hop
Hopkins
got 3
didn't.
touchdowns and 800 yards.
Yep.
So, but hey, you know what? We live and we learn.
Yeah. Meech makes a lot of
And
blockbusters. And
I do. But
absolutely.
but you know what? I think this draft day is going to be different. I think I'm going to come prepared. I'm going to know who I'm going to take, and I just think it's going to be better. So that doesn't mean come after me in week 2 and expecting me to trade everybody, right, Mr. Archer?
I like
Fucking
that,
snake.
Meech. All right.
So I'll move on here to Jonesy.
Jonesy it is. All right,
So-
Jonesy works 80 hours a week, eats sunflower seeds for every meal, and has probably spent about $38 this entire year. People call me the cheap one. This kid hasn't spent a dime. Anyways, you got anything else to add to Jonesy, his player profile?
Okay. All those completely true. He works nonstop, midnights.
Yeah, a little too much.
As you can see, doesn't eat fucking real food. Has a pack of sunflower seeds every now and then.
Yeah,
And just survives off the oil and the fats.
yeah.
And then he spent $38 this year, and I'm pretty sure 20 of those dollars was at the casino. So,
Yeah. Probably about $6 on slushies.
Yeah. And then the rest on sunflower seeds if
Yeah.
he's gonna buy them.
Absolutely. But that's
Also,
besides the point.
Jonesy. Now let me give you a little recap of what happened last year with Jonesy
On a fantasy football standpoint?
on a fantasy football standpoint.
Okay.
Jones, he drafted pretty good. He got Bell in the third or fourth pick, and then had a pretty good team. But see, the thing about Jonesy is that's not his strength. Jonesy, he'll draft decent, he'll draft good, but then when it comes to trades, he absolutely dominates the game.
Just tears the game up.
He will. Imagine you being in the jungle, right? And
Right.
he's the lion.
And you're
He sees little Wes running around like a rat.
Yeah, exactly.
He says, "Give me a piece of that fucking rat."
Yeah.
So he will viciously attack you until your whole team is gone. I kind of already seen it with George already. Now I'm not saying George is.
We'll go over that.
We'll go over that on George's profile. I'm just saying I heard there's a little under the table deal that happened that he's been selling.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna say beware of this guy because if he's making a trade with you, he is winning that trade 100%.
Yeah.
Every time.
Every time.
Every time. He will not make an even trade.
Okay.
So,
and let's go over the George thing right now because we could squash the rumors here. From my understanding, Jonesy traded George. What did Jonesy have for draft pick? He had 6 or 4.
The rumor was Jordan had the 4th. Yeah.
And George had the 2nd.
Yeah.
So Jonesy traded with George.
Mm-hmm.
From my understanding, George wanted a player, which I can't remember, or would I say, Jonesy wanted another player, or Jonesy didn't care what player he got. So Jonesy's plan.
Can I say this? Who he wanted?
Oh, go for it.
George wanted Gurley.
George wanted Gurley.
He thought Jordan wanted Odell.
Okay.
Well,
but wait, in between them was JJ, who everyone believed wanted Julio.
Yes.
So it worked out.
So they thought, right, until Big Meech came in and traded for the number 1.
And changed the game.
Yeah.
But up till that point, the deal was, hey, Jonesy being the lion and tiger that he is, walked up to poor little George and said, listen, buddy, how about you give me that 2nd overall pick so I can get the better player. I'll let you get the regular player that's going 4th pick. But then in the other rounds, I'm going to take all your picks for my last picks. Something along the lines of that. Maybe not as serious and violent, but he wanted those players.
Those are the rumors. We don't know if it's true because he denied those rumors. But he also told us 4 different deals that he made with George. So who knows what really happened? We'll see on draft day.
Draft day, we will see. Until then, we just got to deal with Jonesy.
All right. On to the next.
Drafting
number 3.
Drafting 3rd. We all know him.
We didn't go over who Jonesy was taking.
Who do you think Jones is taking?
We didn't go over what I was taking.
Okay, well, we'll do that right now. We think Big Meech is taking Brown because he's the best player in football. And Jonesy is leaning towards Odell Beckham over Julio Jones, which is a tough pick.
100% going Odell.
Which is a tough pick, but it's a gamble.
I think, you know what? Jordan was 100% going Odell. because he trusts him more because of the touchdowns.
It's in a better offense than Atlanta.
Yeah. And he has a quarterback that's, I mean, Ryan slings a Julio, but
The
mean,
question is
it's
out of the picture about running back. You got to draft wide receiver heavy in 2016. It's the way it is, so you got to go with the guy that's going to do the magic.
So it's going to be Odell for sure.
Right. All right. Back on to Mart. Mart leads the nation in mock drafts. Secretly wants to sleep with Centrula from the Benders, and once pulled an onion out of his belly button.
Yes.
So, do you want to go over the onion in the belly button first, or?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Do you know? Were you there for that?
No.
Okay. Well, from what I heard, I wasn't there for that either.
Oh no.
But from what I heard, that the boys went to either Little Caesars or some other pizza spot
that doesn't have
right?
onions.
Yeah. And listen, we're known for having things stuck in Mart's belly button, but let me tell you something. When you're eating a pizza midway and you lift up your shirt and find an onion in your belly button mid-pizza eating, I mean, that's just something, like, that's a world record right there.
That's something else.
So, I mean, Mart is just an absolute machine. Like, just, he's not human. Like, how do you get an onion stuck in your belly button mid-pizza slice?
Mid-cheese and pepperoni pizza.
Yes.
Anyways, on to the fantasy football aspect of Mart. You know?
Yeah.
Mart's a bit of a different player.
Yeah.
He kind of plays an unorthodox style, keeps quiet, makes his trades, but he goes for guys that I personally am not really interested in the past 2 years.
Me neither.
But
you know
I mean, he gets the wins.
He always makes the playoffs. Usually,
Yeah.
He hasn't missed the playoffs.
Yeah.
He makes. It's weird because he usually drafts pretty good, but he drafts like high upside players that might be risky, but he just doesn't give a shit.
Right.
And he'll win trades. He always he did a couple of trades with Jordan that were kind of Jordan always gonna win the trade, but still, I mean, like Mart trades. Mart's just a good. He's a good player. He'll make the playoffs.
He pulls the weird thing to me. He busted last year big on Eddie Lacy on the first round.
Yep, he recovered though.
He recovered.
By me.
Yeah, absolutely. So I mean, that's another thing. You can't really bust in this league because someone's always willing to take a shot on the guy that busted.
Oh yeah.
So
I took a shot on Lacy, and I failed.
Absolutely failed hard.
I recovered.
And then I took a shot on Lacy and I failed.
Yeah. So obviously Lacy burned about 4 people last year. So.
Yeah, but I gotta add to Mart. I work with him. I come in every day, and he's doing a mock draft. Also,
yes,
he might be the only person that thinks the score at the mock draft means anything.
Yes.
Agree?
Now, 100% agree, because it's all personal opinion, and it's just like you're just going off someone's opinion.
Right.
Who made the site, right?
Because I can go in this mock draft on Fantasy Wiz, and I can click the highest percentage guy every time. Boom. Yeah. Right.
And you can score a C or a C plus and have a better team than the A plus team.
Absolutely.
It just is what it is.
And to go over who Mart's picking first round.
At the 4 spot?
At the 4 spot. And now here's the thing. I have no idea where this came from. Okay. No idea. Rumors swirling around. Mart wants to know who I want, and he wants whoever I want. I don't know why. Well, I have no idea.
I made the rumor that when you were picking at the 8 spot, I said, oh, you're a 9 spot, actually.
9 hole.
All right, and Mart was in front of you.
Right.
And I thought you heard some talks about Lamar Miller from Mart at the 6th spot. Yeah,
Mart was at the 8.
6. I was at the 8.
But he okay.
I traded him.
Oh.
So I traded Mart, and here's me thinking, okay, Mart's going to want Miller at 8 because he's been talking highly of him. All of a sudden, I also hear Ty talking highly of Miller, and all of a sudden Ty moves up and gets the 6th spot. So I'm thinking, like, they're battling for this Miller.
Oh,
and all of a sudden, Mart comes out of nowhere and takes the 4 spot.
4 spot.
Or, sorry,
3 hole.
Spot.
The 3 hole.
3 hole. And then now I'm thinking, okay, so maybe he doesn't want Miller, and, like, he went too far, and now he's got the 3rd spot. But then there was also trade rumors that he was trying to ask Cases for it to take in front of you.
Oh, my goodness.
So who fucking knows?
No one knows.
I honestly think he's going to take Julio. I can't see him picking anybody else.
Here's the thing with the 3 hole. If you're in those top 3 spots in 2016 NFL, you got to take one of the 3:
Yeah, the
Julio,
Egyptian God cards.
Odell, or Brown.
Team
And if you
Exodia.
don't, yeah, if you don't, just grab a seat. Julio soaked in targets last year. Oh, he's Atlanta. He's the Atlanta Falcons. But
Yeah, and
to each their
Odell's
own.
the Giants.
Still got
And
Gurley there. And you know what? If he reaches for someone that he thinks I might take, then that adds depth
I
in the
don't.
later rounds.
I feel like at 3 he won't reach, and you'll take Julio.
Well, if someone reaches for a second rounder, that just bumps the first round up to those guys in the later
Yeah.
picks. Then you got better options in the later rounds.
Mm-hmm.
So
100%.
yeah, 100%. All right, on to one of the new guys in the league. Just
The
recorded
rookies.
him this year. He goes by the name of George. His name's George.
Great guy.
George plans to travel the world. He's always for the boys, and he also plans to draft an Arian Foster first round in the 5-hole.
He's in the 4-hole.
4-hole.
But listen, George, one of the greatest guys I've ever met in my life.
Absolutely.
One of the nicest human beings I've ever met in my life.
Yep.
The problem with that is, in fantasy football, you gotta be vicious.
Yeah. The nice guy never wins.
You gotta be the dick. You gotta be the guy who's a savage, who makes the nasty trades, the dirty pickups, and you just gotta be bold.
Exactly.
I feel like George can draft good because he knows a bit of football. But I also think George is going to somehow get destroyed in the trade later on in the year. I don't know when it's going to be. I hope he doesn't. But George, man, you got to stay tough, stay strong.
Yeah, he's
Watch
coming
out
in
for Jonesy because I'm telling you right now, Jonesy's already smelling your blood and he wants you bad.
Yeah, he's coming into a league of just clowns. He hasn't been playing with us, and honestly, like I hate to say this about George, I think George is going to hold his own, but I think if he slips once, Jones is going to be playing him like a puppet the rest of the season.
Oh yeah,
and he's going to say, you know what, Jones is going to be pulling guys off of his team just for that week because he's got a better matchup, and then getting them back the next week.
Yeah, he's going to be playing. Have you ever seen the Family Guy episode where Quagmire is attached to strings from Peter and he's moving him around with his hands while he's banging?
Yeah. That's it. It's going to be
that's
Jonesy.
George. I mean, that's Jonesy controlling George just every move he does. So, George, please, great guy, but you got to be a tiger in this league. You got to be vicious because Jordan will come after you.
Yeah.
So, in the 4 spot, 100% Gurley.
100% Gurley, you're saying?
100%.
I mean, there's not much more to say.
He already made that original trade with Jordan. He's already in too deep in the 4 spot. I can't see him picking anybody but Gurley.
And you can't let Gurley slide past top like.
No.
Top 3, I'll give him that. But if you're going running back, he's hands down the clear-cut back. I mean, everyone has their own opinion. I agree. I think George is taking Gurley. It'll be a good start for the young rookie coming into the league with the number 1 back. There's no competition for the ball.
Yeah.
Gives him a little bit of a head start.
Mm-hmm.
Although it's tough not taking a wide receiver in the first round in a wide receiver heavy year. But when you have the edge with Todd Gurley, we'll see what he can do.
Yeah.
All right. We're good with Georgie?
I'm great on Georgie.
On to one of the most confused players in the league, Cakes.
At this moment.
All right, Cakes, he's married with 2 kids. He thinks Tiger Balm can cure cancer, and he hates tournaments. Now, this guy could break a leg, and his first instinct would be Tiger Balm.
Yeah.
He's
reaching for Tiger Balm.
Yeah.
This guy could have kidney stones popping out of his kidneys down his pee hole.
Yeah.
And he could be rubbing Tiger Balm on that bad boy trying to relieve some pain. It's unbelievable.
It's absolutely unbelievable. He hates tournaments. We don't know why yet. He just hates them.
He just hates tournaments.
Yeah.
Because we had a little incident with the bat rule
in
our
that's right.
provincials. You know, and he said, this is why I hate tournaments.
Yeah.
And we're just sitting there like, Cakes, what the fuck are you talking about? This is why you hate tournaments. And, you know, sometimes he does that. But at the end of the day, I still love me some Cakes.
Absolutely.
You know, at heart, he's a good guy. He's going through a rough phase right now. He's a complete fucking disaster.
He'll look back.
I haven't seen his balls in 2 months. Hasn't been the same. But I'm sure he'll come back to regular old Cakes. Yeah. At this moment, he's a fucking mess.
In like, what do you say? In like a couple months or a year, maybe he'll look back. He'll come to the boys, asking for forgiveness, saying I should have listened to the boys. But we'll let him live. He's young.
When he's in debt, 30 G's because of this kid.
Oh Jesus!
And he's going to court, and he'll say, "Wow, boy, I should have fucking listened to you."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Yep." Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. So Cakes about fantasy football. He's been in the league for a bit. He always keeps kind of low. He's always in the run for the money. He likes to pull a lot of late guys that'll do well for him later in the year. He
Yeah.
does. He
And
sniped me for Tom Brady for Andy Dalton a few years
mhm,
ago. He carried. Did he have AP last year? He drafted
he did.
AP.
He drafted AP.
Drafted AP. Like he
He
kind of
traded
hangs
him.
low, but he always has a solid team with guys that kind of get overlooked.
Yeah. Case
So
always has a solid team, and he has a lot of players that you say, no, I don't want him because he won't be consistent, and then he'll put up like 20 points.
exactly.
Like, so he's a good player.
And
The only
here's
problem is he likes his Patriots too much,
right.
and I think he would trade his top players for Tom Brady and Gronk, and
Wow.
it's just the way he is.
Well,
Well, that's what happened last year. Traded fucking Jonesy AP for
yeah, he
Tom
did.
Brady.
He did. But here's the
Now, I
also
mean,
here's
we all know that quarterbacks are putting up. Every quarterback's going to put up 20 plus eventually.
exactly.
And then he wanted Tom Brady so bad he gave up his fucking fourth first round pick.
It was bold.
It was bold.
Nonetheless, it was bold.
And that probably drove Jonesy right to the finals with AP.
But also, here's the thing with Cakes, right? Like I'm not saying it to be rude. The guy's at home a lot of the time. He could be a full timer. He could be dumping in research
He
for all
could.
we know.
But you know what? He has one thing on his mind right now, and
Yep.
it's not fantasy football.
And it's rule number 5.
I really think that's gonna hurt him at the draft day. I think it's gonna get to the 5th, 6th round, and he's just gonna be a complete fucking
And he's
disaster.
gonna start texting away at the draft. And he's gonna miss his picks.
Yeah.
And he's gonna end up with people like
Derrick Henry in the 5th pick.
Derrick Henry in the 5th pick.
So,
you know,
I mean, for his first round selection, it's pretty obvious. I think he's going AP for the 3rd year in a row.
you think he's going AP 3 years in a row?
Oh yeah, 3 years in a row. It wouldn't make any.
He does love
any
himself
sense.
some AP.
Yeah.
And a good thing about Cakes is he's good to trade with, easy to trade with, likes to trade.
Well, you know what? He's not like I'm not saying like he's easy to trade with because he just gives up, but he's always in talks.
He's fun to trade with.
He'll hear you out.
Yeah,
On
exactly.
the trade. So.
And he'll counter.
Yeah, good player to have. Good
AP
all-around player.
AP in the 5th, balls tucked
100%.
in girlfriend's purse wallet, and we're moving on to
100%.
myself, Bonesy.
Yes.
Bonesy thinks going to the gym is working, but it's not. Slowly losing grip on what really matters, which is being for the boys, and he's far past his prime in about everything.
Yes. Okay, can I start off here?
This is all you.
Okay. So, Bonesy, as we all know, has his balls tied up. Not as bad as Case, but a good amount in the past couple months. And he's been lacking for the boys' points and clown points, but
former number 1 clown.
He was, you know what? He was leading the ranks in clown, him and Jonesy. And then he kind of dropped off after this past weekend when we didn't really see him much. And Jonesy was really gaining some points on clown points. And I was gaining points on clown points.
Yeah, you were for sure.
And this guy's just fucking banging his broad on softball fields.
Wow.
And we're here just like, what the fuck's going on with this guy? So, just as Cakes, you're going through a different time right now.
Right.
And it's fine.
A little bit of a different situation, but
we all go through phases here.
Yeah.
And for a fantasy football perspective,
wait, before you go on, to add to that, I think I'm gonna take the number 1 clown spot back at draft day.
You have some things planned.
I have some things planned for draft day, and I think I'm gonna be a total clown. I'm gonna clown around a lot. I think the boys are gonna forgive me, and I'm gonna get that top spot back.
I like it. Well, from a fantasy perspective, now you yourself are a good drafter. I feel like one of the best drafters.
Okay, that's
just
fair.
because you don't get into the hype. You know who to pick, and you know who's going to do good. Just like picking Allen Robinson in the 5th round last year.
I got him in the 9th.
What?
Got him in the 9th last year.
Well,
yeah, exactly.
You knew who he was.
Yeah.
You knew who he was going to be, and he became it.
It's a good point.
And you had DeAndre Hopkins last year.
Which I could step in here and say I wasn't prepared last year's draft, and I took him because he was at my spot, and I had no idea who he was. But to add to that,
kind of stows away my points.
Yeah, but we also found me and you have something similar this year, and we both know that.
Yeah.
And I'm coming prepared, but no, I like what you said about Robinson because I did my research on Robinson, and that's what happened. Yeah. And I think you're kind of relating to what I did earlier in today's draft with that 1st round pick, kind of going out of my way with the ADP and going with what I think is best.
Yeah, but you don't care. Yeah, you don't care.
Yeah.
You care what you want, and it usually works out for you. Like last year, what'd you go, like 8-0, 10-0?
Yeah, I had a good start. Fell off towards
had a
the
good
end, got in a
run,
bit of drama, and got in my head.
had McCoy, and you traded away some guys, and I don't know what happened at the end. I think a little thing called what do you call
Karma.
it?
I think you're looking for the
Karma.
word
Yes,
karma.
hey, with little karma by trying to knock me out of the playoffs, and I
Uh,
fucking Odell'd you in the semifinals.
yeah, that was the thing. But I mean,
So you were one play away from making it to the finals. So I can see you getting there again.
right on.
Now, see, I'm sure we're gonna have different picks here for your pick.
Yeah, well, I'll keep my mouth shut and.
Yeah, I think you got to keep your mouth shut for your pick,
Yeah.
like I did for mine.
Right.
I
Well, I
think
mean, you could talk all you want. No one can jump you here.
yeah, I think 100%
Okay.
you are taking Lamar Miller
All right.
at the 6. I think you're all about him. I think you're all about the volume. I think you're all about that Houston team with D Hop. And I think they have to run the ball. And I think you're all about that. And I think 100% Lamar Miller, if he drops you, which you will, you're taking him.
That's bold.
That is bold. And you know what? You're a bold player.
I'm
That's
a
why I
bold
said
player.
that.
I like that prediction.
So, all right.
Moving on. We got one of Jonesy's favorite victims in the league,
Oh, God.
Wesley. Wesley smoked weed once. He's a San Jose Marlins fan, and he once got his head crushed between two thighs. Pretty
Oh,
much
my
summed the kid
God.
up.
Wesley, all around, great guy.
Awesome guy.
For the boys, you know, he's always been for the boys. He always goes out. I know he left early with Case
Right.
on whatever, and it's fine. That was his ride home, and, I forgive him for that. Um, all around great guy. I mean, I don't know what else to say about him. He never fucked around once. Never said like, "Wow, Wesley's a dick." Like he's always like yeah, Wesley, good guy. I
Wesley's for
like
the
Wesley.
boys. Good to have in the league. Good to trade with. Got
Yeah,
Jonesy kind of puppeted him a bit. Kind of talked
yeah,
him into some things last year. But I
yeah.
mean, I think he's gonna hold his own this year.
Well, I gotta continue.
And before, no judgment here. I think Wes is one of the guys that shows up unprepared to the draft.
Yeah,
I don't know what he's gonna do this year, but I think in a, a live draft league where you can't just hop on the computer, I think Wes is
yeah,
gonna show up late, squirming, and not be
yeah,
prepared. And he's gonna come to the
yeah,
fifth round, and he's gonna be asking, "I picked this guy, I picked this guy," and they're already gone. Then the 2 minutes is up, and then he's donesies.
yeah. I think that's the biggest fear for Wes right now is
Yeah.
draft day, because I mean Wesley does know football, but I feel like he doesn't know enough about fantasy football. That's why he always comes short in making the playoffs the last 2 years. But from a fantasy perspective for him is he drafts average. I wouldn't say he drafts bad. He drafts a pretty good team, right? He might, not look at the weeks and how good they're going to play, and he might play bad matchups or whatever. And he wins for maybe first 2 weeks, and then he might lose a couple, and then get frustrated, and then here comes good old Jonesy,
Yeah.
and saying, "Hey,
Beat him while he's down.
uh, that's the problem with the West is he loses trades." Now, I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know if did Jordan make a trade with West last year?
I think he made a couple.
Because I know I did, and I won that trade for Doug Martin and AJ Green
Oh, absolutely.
for Aaron. It was Doug Martin, AJ Green, J Tom for um, Arian Foster, Jimmy Graham, or something like that.
Yeah, absolutely destroyed.
Maybe I gave Allen Robinson. I'm not sure, but still. But at the time, no one really believed in Doug.
Right.
I did.
Fair.
No one really believed in who did oh AJ, because
Green was
AJ was
going through
kind of
some rough times because Eifert was
AJ was going
taking the ball.
yeah. And but at the end of the day, I mean, at the end of the year, that was a bad trade.
Absolutely.
And it might not have been the worst trade at the time, but at the end of the year, he always ends up doing that. But I feel like this year West is going to be different. I feel like this is the first year West makes the playoffs.
Wow, that's bold. Who do you think Wes is
Yeah.
taking in the 7th?
Dez Bryant.
Des Bryant.
Even though Tony Romo was hurt, it's either 100% it's Dez Bryant if he's complete, because I know he always liked Dez. He drafted Dez last year, but he might before the draft day he might be sick of it and he might just go AJ Green.
Right. Thing with Des too, he's got trade value with Azer in the league. Jonesy got Julio for him. Azer's a Dallas fan. you can probably mix in a trade there.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, what do you think?
I think I agree with Dez. I think if he doesn't go Dez, I think he might.
Is BAJ?
Thing is, I feel like Wes is really he can be influenced pretty easy. I think Jonesy can step in and be like, hey, pull this guy, and Wes will take him first round. Like in a way, if Jonesy puts in his work.
And that's the problem with the West.
Yeah.
Is someone will, because he doesn't have confidence in himself, and he'll listen to someone else before him.
Yeah.
And then when he listens to it, and he'll think, oh yeah, he's trying to be nice and whatever. Listen, no one's trying to be nice in this league. If Jordan tells you, oh, you should take this guy, you probably shouldn't take him because that means Jordan wants him later on, or doesn't want him, or he wants someone else that he doesn't want you to pick.
Yeah.
So.
You kind of use what he. I feel like Jonesy kind of treats West as a throwaway team. It's like, hey, this guy's gonna have a phenomenal year, but I'd rather you have him because I'm gonna hammer you anyways. Yeah. So hold on to this guy. So I think he's gonna go with the receiver. I think you have to in the 7 hole. You're still gonna have guys probably like Green, Dez, Hopkins, Robinson around.
I think it's gonna be one of those guys for sure.
Yeah, for sure. All right.
But West, hold on. The final verdict. He'll be good this year. I think he'll make the playoffs if he doesn't make any dumb trades, and if he actually shows up on draft day. So please, Wes,
show up on draft day.
I mean, not physically, like mentally, like
right.
Be ready for it.
And physically.
And we say that, but like those 7, 8, 9, 10 rounds matter. And when you don't know who the fuck you're picking, like it can easily be a steal for someone else if you miss somebody.
I agree.
So,
all right. Next up, one of our new guys, one of our favorite guys in the league. Mr. Archer.
Yes? Oh my god.
Mr. Archer is a gym teacher, hit the clouds with a fly ball, and he's an inspiring quotist. And the reason I say inspiring quotist, the one with the rain, when he said it never hurt no MJ, I cried.
Yep.
I cried.
Yep.
So I mean, comes up with some clever quotes and
Mr. Archer, as a human being, great guy. Like, when I first met him, I'm like, oh, this guy's cool. Like, he's like 33 years old or something, right?
Okay.
But really, he's only, what is he, like 26?
25.
25. Like, so for the boys, he comes out more than Kay says, and he's fucking married.
Yeah.
So figure that one out. For the boys, hits fly balls of 3 miles in the air, hitting clouds.
Yeah.
God's giving those balls a high five as they're going down. And, but you can also send one out 400 feet over the fence.
Crushed a few dings, yeah.
Great guy. Does even though we're young guys, he still loves us. Comes out with us. He's been all about this fantasy league so far. Been posting pictures. Been clowning around.
Yeah. Oh
I
yeah.
love him. I
All
absolutely
shots.
love him.
Love him. Great guy to have in the league. Hopefully, he can put it where his mouth is and draft right, trade right, and play right. Because I mean, the guy's talking high. And
from the fantasy perspective, I think he can.
Yeah, you think he's a new guy? There's not much to say about him. We don't know what he's done in the past. But
now he had Brown locked up.
He had number 1 overall pick.
But I think when that game suspension went down on Bell,
that's when he hopped.
You know what? I need to make a turn here and grab me some piece of that Bell.
I agree.
The funny thing is, I didn't even go to him to make that trade. He was talking to me saying, hey, because I think he slowly wanted to make himself. Because I think he was still thinking of taking someone at the high spot at 4, but he didn't want the number 1 anymore. He's like, hey, do you want the number 1? Whatever. We made the trade. I'm like, of course I want the number 1. So I took the number 1. He took the 4. Then all of a sudden he made a trade for the 8 spot. So I don't know if he had something cooking.
Yeah.
With that guy or who it was. I don't know, who was it? George? No, it was Mark.
Mark.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mark. So I don't know, but I think he'll play good. I never played with him before. He sounds like he knows what he's talking about.
Who do you think he's taking in the 8 spot?
8 spot? I'm gonna say Ezekiel Elliott.
You think Ezekiel Elliott? I'm gonna go out of my way. I think he's gonna take Bell in the first round on a 3-game suspension. I do.
I think he's gonna take Elliott, and Bell is gonna slip to him. Well, I wouldn't say slip, but Bell would be there for him.
That's 4 heavy picks he's got to slide through. So we'll see. We'll see what Mr. Archer brings to draft day.
Let's say at the end of the day, I think Mr. Archer can have a strong running back core.
I also think
at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, I also think Mr. Archer is gonna show up at draft day and try to steal my clown crown. I think he's gonna. I think he's gonna surprise everyone.
Yep, you're right. I think he might do something clownish. I think he might.
We're gonna have to stay tuned for that.
Yep, have something ready for his pick. I think he's gonna just. Great guy though.
Yeah, absolutely good to have in the league. Hopefully he can keep the game level up, and we'll go from there.
Yep.
Up next, another new guy. Okay.
How long are we into this right now?
We are 50 minutes in.
50?
50, yeah. All right. So we got to get her going. Up next, JJ Coop. He got in a fight 2 days into the league. We're gonna go over that. He crushes dingers, and he's a Pokemon Go god.
He plays Pokemon?
Yeah, he's a legend.
Okay. Is
Absolute
he better
legend.
than
We'll,
me?
we'll go over that. Yeah, we'll go over that off when we're not live. But yeah.
All right.
Anyways, new guy to the league. Talk to him about work. He's in a ton of leagues. He knows his stuff.
Yeah.
He's in on something that me and Meech are in on. He's got a little insight, and he's a full-time dad, full-time worker.
Yep.
He's on parental leave for like 8 months. He's all in. He's all in.
He's all about it.
He's all about it.
You know what? The first day I saw JJ and we talked. Just a great guy.
Great guy.
Like,
all for the boys.
Like, loves you. Like,
Yeah.
he's the type of guy that, like, will go out of his way for you if you need something.
I think so
right?
too.
Great guy to talk with, knows his stuff. I feel like, as a fantasy perspective, he's going to do all the right things at the draft, and he's going to do all the right things at the trades. He's going to make the playoffs for his first rookie year with the boys. And I think with his spot at number 8, or is it 9?
He's in the 9 spot. So he's got that swing.
Spot.
He traded up from number 2 or 3. Yeah. He traded 3 to 6, then to me to 9. So he wants that swing. So.
I think at that swing, he's going to grab himself a piece of David Johnson.
Okay.
And then he's going to come around right back hot with, I'm going to say a top wide receiver. I don't know who, but
a lot of choices.
A lot of choices to be had there. And JJ's, he's a smart player, so don't underestimate JJ. He's going to do good.
Yeah, not a lot about his past in fantasy football. I know he's been in a few leagues, and I think he's going to bring the heat.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. And finally, the last pick. Been in the league, 2-year vet, second-year sophomore, I think it is. Azar.
Yep.
And he owns a Tony Romo blow-up doll, runs a Bush League fantasy league, which we are also in, and he wants to be a pilot when he's older.
Okay, now we just finished that draft.
We finished the draft with Azar's league, which I've been in since grade 9.
Yeah, I've been in since last year. No, 2 years ago.
Okay.
Now, this was kind of like I wasn't too sure if he was going to make this league this year or not, and then he came out of nowhere and made a Facebook group and said, "Hey, we're doing this Sunday, whatever, 9 p.m." Like, all right. So we got a bunch of scrubs in here. I'm saying about 5 or 6 absolute nubs.
Yeah.
Don't know much about it. Somehow, I'm not going to say who you drafted because I think you want to keep that private.
Okay.
But for me, I got there in one spot. I got Brown. It was a half-point PPR. Somehow, Le'Veon Bell dropped to me at 20, and I got Le'Veon Bell, Antonio Brown, and then with my third pick, I got Brandon Marshall. Then I swooped around and got Latavius Murray and Johnny Stu, who could be number ones easily. Well, they are number ones, but they could be RB ones easily.
Right.
And then I picked me up a piece of Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking.
You ended up with Raji in that league.
Oh no, I didn't. I didn't have Rodgers. I got Carson Palmer.
You got Carson Palmer in like the 40th round.
Yeah, like literally like round 10.
Derek Carr was the first quarterback off the board, I believe.
So bad.
So this is the league Azar runs. He goes in there, he hammers away at that league. He's been doing it for years, but now he's playing with the big boys.
Yeah,
and he did well last year, but he made
many people actually no one really knows Azar in person. But
right.
They're gonna meet him next Sunday, and we know him all high school.
Yeah.
Great guy, loves football, like dies for football. Is a diehard Cowboy fan.
Yeah.
Great guy to be around. Great guy to talk with. He knows his stuff from a fantasy perspective.
How did he do last year?
He got hit with the injury bug.
Got hit with the injury list. Yeah.
He had
Dez
Bryant got hurt. Julio Jones got hurt because he would have had. Oh no, Julio. He had
Julio,
but he traded Julio for Dez, and that only because he got Le'Veon Bell back for Charles.
Right.
But Le'Veon Bell got hurt, so he had his 2 top players injured.
Yeah.
And then he did pick up Gurley because fucking Wes dropped him.
Right.
In the 3rd week. We're not gonna get into that, but but you know what? I think he's all around. He's good. Like honestly, I can't see anyone being bad in this league.
No,
I think we're all gonna be good. I think there's gonna be the people who shine people out in the draft day, and then there's gonna be people who make the trades, and there's gonna be people who make the waiver pickups. And I think Azar, the 6 teams making the playoffs. I think he could make the playoffs. He probably will, just because anyone can. but I think he's gonna have a good team. So I know you guys don't know him really, but good guy, good fantasy player, anything can happen. So
Absolutely. All right.
now, should we talk
10th
about?
pick, 10th overall pick.
Oh yeah, okay, Tony Romo, and then he's gonna swing around and go grab himself a piece of that Jason Witten.
I think if Easy slides down
The 10,
to
he'll
the 10,
take
he's got
Zeke.
him.
Yeah,
And if not, I
100%.
think he's just gonna take whatever first rounders there at bounce back with.
I think
I think he's gonna go Hopkins in the
he
11 or
could.
10 hole.
He could. If
So
Zeke drops him, it's 100% Zeke.
100 on OP.
So if you guys want to drop Zeke, I guarantee you, if you think he's going to be there in the second round
He's
because
not.
you're not going to take him, I guarantee you he won't be there in the second round.
No.
Because you'll take him right away.
Absolutely.
So, and that's just the way, because he's a Cowboys fan. Zeke's hot off the press. And I mean, it's a Cowboys thing to do is to take Zeke right there. So.
Right on.
Okay, how much fucking, like, how
All right,
much,
we're
how more
at
top?
we're at
Should we,
56.
like, split episodes here?
We would have to. I want to go over a little situation we had. One sec.
You play ball like a girl!
Rivalry. We got a rivalry
man.
in the league already. And we're gonna go over this in the later weeks when the weeks come and the matchup comes. The rivalry is JJ and Azar.
Okay,
And now, Meech,
let
you
me-
were you put the original post up on Facebook, so you get the notifications when people comment on it.
Right.
If we don't comment
get it
on
right
it, we
away.
don't get the notifications.
Right,
Meech sees it all happen, so
exactly.
break it down.
So first of all, the whole rivalry thing, like when we do these weekly podcasts, there's gonna be like I guarantee you, like me and Jordan will rival because we always do. Because I always make fun of him, he always makes fun of me, and when we go head to head, it's the big dogs going at each other, just like that. Like there's gonna be or me and Ty, because when we start chirping each other, right? But we already had a little preseason rivalry here
With the two new guys.
Now no one knows this but me and you. And Azar, I know, and JJ.
Yeah.
That's it. So, Ty, I said, because I posted who got the picks, and Ty was number 9. So I said with the 9th overall pick, it goes to Tyler Jewell, right?
Right.
So, JJ comments on it and says, hey, I don't want my I think it was a 3-hole.
Third. Do you want to trade?
Yeah. I don't want the 3-hole. I want a later so I get a quick turn with 2 good players at the 9.
Yeah.
Right? So, without Ty saying anything, replying to him, or anything, Azar comes out of nowhere and comments on it, not on JJ's comment, but on like Ty's whole comment. He says, what does he say?
This guy sucks, or this guy's a clown.
Fucking sucks. He's like, this guy fucking sucks, right? Now, he was
About
clearly
me.
talking about Tyler.
Yeah.
About how he gets the 9th pick and Ty whatever, because Azar calls Jordan and Tyler the snakes of the league. So Azar was completely talking about Ty. It wasn't directed to JJ.
Yeah.
So JJ 100% thought though that Azar was coming at JJ saying, "Oh well, this guy's a fucking clown. Who is this guy? Who's this new guy?" Right?
Yeah.
So JJ got a little offended. So he starts getting a little heated. And he comments and said, "Yo, bro, what the fuck? I don't even know you, man. I'll fucking knock you out," or something like that. And he sends me a message before I even seen the comment. He's like, "Man, this fucking Azar kid, he's already fucking making fun of me, man. About the like, who the fuck does he kind of think he is? Think I don't know anything about fantasy?" I'm like, JJ, he wasn't talking to you. He was talking to Ty. "Oh, my bad, bro. I didn't mean that. I thought for sure he was making fun of me." I'm like, "No, man. Azar's a nice guy. He just hates Tyler and Jordan because they're snakes." And he's like, "Oh man, I feel so bad. I hope he didn't see that. I'm gonna delete it right away."
Yeah.
So we had a little controversy. Could have been bad. Got out of the way. It was all jokes. JJ really didn't mean it by that. He really just thought.
But here's the thing. I work with JJ. I seen him at work. He said he's bringing a baseball bat to the draft to beat up Azar. So he didn't let it go.
Bring your hockey pads. And, I think we're gonna have a little pregame fight here.
Yeah.
No, but he thought he was making fun of JJ. He got pissed because he doesn't know Azar, and Azar was just being innocent, just talking to Ty.
Yeah.
But so Azar, if you've seen that message, he didn't mean it. There's a little misunderstanding, but at the end of the day, 10 good group of guys here.
Yeah. And we're gonna have questions on the show. We didn't have many. We only got we got 2
we
right
can't
now.
do questions. All right, you want to do them quick?
I got 2 questions. We'll do them.
Okay. and
Let me
then we're
pull
gonna
'em
wrap
up
this
here.
bitch up because I
Oh.
guarantee you, Wes will just click off after like 5 minutes of this podcast. So Wes, if you make it this far, I love you, man.
And you know what? It was fun doing it, so if no one watches, that's fine.
That's fine.
All right,
You
here
know
we
what?
go.
Me and you will laugh after
Yeah,
this.
exactly. All right, here we go. So first question or comment for the show is, I want to call it our weak-ass commish Meech, and at the end of the season, Cassandra will see the little bitch he really is. That's from Mr. Archer.
What?
Yeah.
Wait. Say it again.
Okay, I want to call it our weak-ass commish Meech,
Okay.
and then at the end of the season, Cassandra will see the little bitch he really is.
But I'm not dating Cassandra.
No, I think, okay, either that was a miscommunication or that was like a Meech and that at the end of the
Case.
season and the case. It could have been a double fire there.
Okay, well, I hope so.
I hope so.
Mr.
So
Archer.
that's Mr. Archer stirring the pot already. I like
Listen,
that.
Mr. Archer, you know, he'll make fun of you right away, but you also say he's sorry right away.
Yeah.
You know, he's just a great guy, you know, but I want to know what this weak-ass commission about because I've never seen a league ran so smoothly so far.
Yeah.
On how it's being set up and the draft day and the draft order and the rules. I'm thinking me and Marta here are doing a good job, and you know, fuck you, Mr. Archer. You son of a bitch.
I like that. And we got one
Fucking
more.
Kyle Long looking ass.
We got one last comment here, and it's from Anonymous. It says, "Do you think with Kage's balls that deep in her coin purse, that it will affect his fantasy game this season?"
100% will affect his fantasy game this season.
You think
I
so?
guarantee it affecting it at the draft.
And that's the thing.
I think he's going to be half distracted, half paying attention, and half not knowing what the fuck he's doing.
Yeah.
So I think he's gonna, you know, like he's gonna be solid the first 4 rounds.
Yeah.
But then when he gets to the later rounds, I feel like he's just not gonna give a shit.
Yeah.
And he's gonna just slide on guys, and he's gonna be texting the broad.
Yeah.
He's gonna be FaceTiming CJ. He's gonna be a complete mess. And I have him as right now, unless he shows me otherwise, I have him as not making the playoffs. I have him as being a complete mess during the season, maybe even to quit mid-season, depending on how it goes.
Depending on how life's going, because he's got other things that are more important.
Yeah, if he starts not caring about his team and not like putting injury guys in, he starts losing, then we'll see. Case has all the potential to be top four spot, but you know he's a fucking complete mess right now. So we'll see.
I agree. All right, I think that's gonna wrap it up for the first episode, and many more to come. Season 1 of the Dub City
be funny.
Fantasy
You know
Live.
what? These episodes are going to be really funny.
Oh yeah.
When it's on the Tuesday after all the games are done and all the chirps are gone through.
Some guest callers. We're supposed to have JJ on the show tonight, but it was last minute, so.
So we're gonna have to get him next time.
Yeah, for sure. We'll have some guest callers.
And talk about the drama.
We'll go over the drama. I'm sure lots of drama to come. We'll have a post-draft day show. We might have one before because this was a lot of fun, but we'll see. We pretty much covered everything right now, so.
You know what? We might have a post-draft show.
Definitely a post-draft show.
Oh, is that what you said?
Yeah, post. Potentially. Post 100%.
Yeah, post 100%.
Go over the squads.
Who won the draft.
Go over who clowned around at the draft physically.
Yeah.
So draft Sunday, Meech's house. Bring your swimsuits. Bring your game. Bring your clown.
I'll announce the address and everything else. So, boys, until then, have yourself a goodie. Meech is signing off. Ballsy.
Signing off. As always, have a goodie.
Stay classy, San Diego.
That's